let's try this with take two and see if it works. Well, it says I'm live. I can't get my other devices to catch up to me. Hello, Allie. Can you hear me? This is take two. All right, so yes, there is sound, huh? Okay, there we go. Finally. So I can finally hear it on my part. So, hello, crafting buddies. It's Lori, late night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin, and we're going to pretend that it's Tuesday, April 28th at 11:59 p.m. YouTube is just giving me fits, I tell ya. So, my signal is like way up high. There, my iPad just caught up to me too. So I don't know what the dilly is. Cut off after 30 minutes. Oh, you had trouble, Allie. It cut off after 30 minutes. I don't know what the deal is. So anyway, hopefully, did you go back on with yours, Allie, and finish up? The crazy thing is I even restarted my phone. I completely powered it off before I even tried to come online. So, yeah, I had trouble last night too. It took me, what, 6 tries to get on last night? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's get down to business. Lamenting over our technology is probably not going to help anything, right? So you all know where to find me, latenightlori.stampinup.net. New catalog is coming out, so don't miss out on the last chance products. There are lots to choose from. Remember, I've mentioned it a couple of times. If you're looking for something that comes as a bundle, do the do the math first, because buying them individually is probably going to be a better idea than buying them as the bundle. So if we do the math on this one, the Beautiful Motifs, I'm not sure if that's, yeah, the Beautiful Motifs bundle. The stamp set is reduced to $12.60. The dies are reduced to $26.40. If you add that together, it's only $39. If you buy the bundle, you're only saving 10%, the normal reduction for a bundle. So it's $45.75. So it makes more sense to buy things individually when they're on the last chance list. So do your math first. Okay. We have just a couple more days for April. 29th, 30th, yeah, 2 days. So the April product of the month is going to be closing. I'm not even sure if there's still any of the dies left. You can only purchase one with the qualifying order in the United States at $75. This is a full card front size. We've looked at it a couple of times. So it's big. It will cover this whole piece because it's like 4.25 by 6, so it's actually bigger. So When you run this, I would recommend running it with wax paper and then have your plate sandwich with the cutting blades up, still within your cutting plates, but that way you're more likely to get all of the little dots out. And then somebody last night, I think it was last night, was asking if we knew anything about the May product of the month. And guess what? With our weekly updates today, because those always come out on Tuesday, the May product of the month has been announced. It is going to be Berry Botanical Vellum. So this is a specialty designer series paper. They're 12 by 12. The marketing piece doesn't say how many sheets. Does anybody know how many sheets are in this? Let me see if I can find it. Product of the month. Let me just take a look. It doesn't say, so I'm guessing maybe 4 pieces. I don't know, one of each. I don't know, but they're 12 by 12. So, this seems like it's going to be kind of pretty. This is like a little line plaid sort of thing, and I don't know if that's just dots or if those are little stars or anything. I can't really tell. So that's a new product of the month. Again, that will, in the United States, require a $75 qualifying purchase. And then you can add that product to your cart for $5. We're still in our May Sparkling Celebrations Paper Pumpkin subscription period. So this kit has 9 cards with a bunch of different elements to it. There's pre-cut pieces with silver foiling. There's gems. And that silver foiling, I'm not sure how that's all in. I haven't looked for any previews, so it'll be a surprise. And then finally, on Tuesday, I can reveal after midnight. Tuesday? No, sometime during the day. Yeah, because that'll be the 5th. So Tuesday night, I'll be able to reveal the inside of the catalog. If you're not a demonstrator, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, if you're in the United States, send me an email and I would be more than happy to support your crafting needs and get you a catalog. So you can send an email to LoriMacari@gmail.com. And then we have a new starter kit offer starting next week. So if you want to join Stampin' Up! And have early access to all the things and early catalogs and early access to product and discounts and all the things, Stampin' Up! Is doing a little bonus. If you join during the month of May, starting May 5th to the 31st, you will get all 5 of the new In Color magnetic ink pads. That is a pretty super deal. If you don't want the ink pads, you're not interested in them, you can take an extra $35 worth of product instead. So this is pretty cool. So join my team if you want all the things. All right, let's get down to business. How was everybody's Tuesday? Oh, and I didn't even put my little welcome message up here, did I? I was so excited about having sound. All right, now we can do a little bit of crafting. How was everybody's Tuesday? Mine was uneventful. I was even in here quite early, kind of playing with some of the stuff because I wanted to play with this new paper and this Life in Bloom bundle. These will be available starting next week. And let me just move those out of the way. Those are some of the elements. So this is the Luxe White Specialty Designer Series paper. It's like luxurious. So it's kind of like foil It's not really embossed because it's flat, but you can see the shimmer on it for the design. And these are all Lily of the Valley. So I thought what we could do is, this is not the right size card base. I thought we could use the new Peaceful Pine, but I'm not sure that that's bright enough. That might just be kind of drab. And then I thought maybe we could just do white, black, and crumb cake, because that might be quite stunning. So I think we might end up with that. We'll add maybe a little pop of color somewhere else. So you're with your knitting buddies today at the yarn shop. Nice. Very nice. Let me cut this down to a card base size, because it's a scrap from my crumb cake. And Allie, you had your senior class today. And you have a spring conference for your group 4 craft project. I entered in the spring conference. Oh, so you won first place. So that was a competition, obviously. Well, good for you. Awesome. I'm going to flip my blade around because this seems to not want to cut very well when I go up, but it seems to cut all right when I go down. So I think that's 5.5. So I'm going to score at 4.25. And then I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to cut at 4.25. All right. So I really thought I was going to be here early tonight, and I'm going to make this 4 by 5.25. And then we're going to make this 3 3/4 by 5. But I kind of want my flower design in the middle, so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to trim a little bit off of here. And then I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to take just a little bit off the top and a little off the bottom to get it to the 5, because I want this in the center but nearer the top, I think, because I don't want it to be covered by that focal piece we're going to create. So this is kind of going to be our layers. Maybe I should make that black layer just a little smaller. Just go a little bit smaller. I'm just going to take 1/8 inch off of 2 sides. So that'll give us just 1/16 of an inch as a border around. I think I like that a little bit better. All right. So let's get this paper. I showed this a couple of nights ago. There's 3 different designs in here, and you get 2 of each. So we've got the Lily of the Valley one. We've got like these stem pieces. And then there's like a woven basket kind of design. And there's a die for a basket shape that's got that same pattern. So I'm going to leave this little piece out because we're going to just kind of play around a little bit. I was trying to do some ink blending and alcohol blends. So this was a piece I kind of played with, which is how I decided I wanted to do this on crumb cake. And then I was working with my alcohol blend, or not I was working with my blender pen, and I was able to pull up some of the ink that I did in Rich Raspberry. I wasn't real thrilled with it, with the blender pen. And then I tried to play with some of just the re-inkers and used alcohol for a water painter. I wasn't real thrilled with that either, because that's what this ended up being. So I think what I'm going to do is just... Hello, Chantel. I think what I'm going to do is just stamp these and do alcohol blends, because I think that's just going to work better with what I was playing with. I think it's just going to be one of those weeks where stuff's just not going to work really well all week. So I am going to use the new gel pen though, because that's how I did the Lily of the Valley flowers. So let's stamp these, and then I can get my positioner out of the way. So what I did was, my practice one, I stamped on here, and then I die cut it, but then I kept the void piece for my template. So then all I would have to do is put these in here and stamp away, right? What do I want to do? I'm going to do... I think I still want to have this in the green though, because I don't know that I want brown outline, or the black rather. I don't think I want the harshness of the black outline. So I'm going to use a Peaceful Pine for the flower portion for sure. So let's, whoops, I need the crumb cake piece. Let's put this in here. And this actually shifted just a little bit because I forgot there was a die for this, and I started fussy cutting it. So let me just move this in a little bit. Maybe. It's going to have to be close enough. All right. Oh, that is better. All right, so I'm going to use the Peaceful Pine. And we're just going to do the flowers. So I'm going to mask off the vase here, because I don't want anything from the vase to have green. So when you mask, make sure that you take your masking paper off before you go to stamp. Otherwise, you're going to have a big blob of ink. And I'm going to ink that up again because there's some places that are lighter than I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put my masking tape back on. Oops. All right, so it looks like my stuff caught back up. It looked like it was frozen on my end, so hopefully it's all right. And we're just going to press this down one more time. Should be good. All right. Oh, and I forgot to take my masking tape off. See, I told you to do it and then I forgot to do it. So, that's all right actually, because this is going to be on the bottom and we're going to put a vase on top. It'll be all right. But I am going to do another one. And I'll remember to take for about a whole minute. Holy cow. Sorry, ladies. So I know last night somebody suggested maybe it was my internet issue, and maybe it is. That one turned out pretty good. All right, so let's move these out of the way, and then we're going to do the vases. So we'll clean those off. And I need to mask again because I only want the vase this time, but I want that top line of the vase, so I need to make sure that I go up high enough. And for this one, I am going to do, I'm going to do the Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, it might be mine. My internet shows a good signal. My iPad doesn't have as good a signal as my computer. My computer has like all of the bars. And I can't see the bars on my phone because it's recording. Take that off. All right, and then I'm going to do another one just for kicks. Just in case it doesn't turn out how I want it to. You just never know. Yeah, and see, I've got like 5. Well, I've got as many as I can have, however many that is. They're really little. Oh, and then I forgot to take my masking tape off. That's all right. Well, I guess we're not going to use this one because it's a mess. So we'll just have to do good on the first one. Otherwise, I'll just go cut another one. And this has lots of rich raspberry in it, so I should rinse it out because my fingers are getting really messy. All right, I'm gonna leave that in there. We'll get that out of the way. So let's just do a couple of things here. This is gonna be my sample. So let's just go ahead and start coloring our Lily of the Valley. We used to have lily in the valley in our yard when I was a kid. My mother loved them until she didn't love them anymore. And when you try to get rid of them, it's almost impossible. Because they have little runners and they go everywhere. Now, I had some by the house that I live in now when I moved in 25 years ago. And I tried to get rid of them, but you always have stragglers. When we built an addition for my parents to move in, luckily, they all got dug up. But somehow, some appeared behind our garage. And I'm just going to leave them. I'm not going to worry about them. I really like how the gel pen contrasts with the crumb cake. Okay. Oh, I guess I could do this one too, huh? And I should have started over here. So I was kind of coloring with these, and then I just started kind of dotting them. I don't know which way is better. I suppose it's just personal preference. But I also have to be careful being left-handed. If I go left to right, then I smear stuff. I just had to look at my video to make sure it was still running because I'm not seeing any comments. Who's working on stuff and who's just using my calm, soothing voice to fall asleep with. All right. So these are the new gel pens. I really like them. I got 2 of them in my virtual album retreat. So let's see what colors I have here. Light Blackberry Bliss. How did I pull up 2 light Blackberry Bliss? And I have a dark Blackberry Bliss as well. So let's just start putting some color on here and see if this turns out. Because I want it to kind of look rounded. So I'm using the bullet end instead of the brush tip. When I first started using these, I almost always used the brush tip. And now I find I'm using the bullet tip more and more. And then I'm going to use a color lifter to do some highlights there in the center. I'm just trying to get some of that dark blended a little bit, because that's what the alcohol blends are supposed to do. They're supposed to make me look like an artist. And then let's just use the color lifter and see how that lightens up. I might have to add some more color, we'll see. Yeah, because that's lifting quite a bit as it dries. And I only ended up with 1 of those, didn't I? So we're going to end up cutting off the base of the flowers here. Because I'm going to attach them here. And then this one we're going to lift up, I think, so that it looks more full. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to wait to cut this one, I think. Or maybe I could cut the vase out of here and put it on that one and then put these flowers on top. Maybe we'll do that. All right, we'll put that on that one. Those of you who are demonstrators, have you gotten this specialty paper? And if so, have you played with it? And if you have, what did you think of it? So here I want to add some color to these leaves. And I did this with the with an alcohol water painter, and I got some kind of streaky colors, and I kind of like it, but I wasn't sure if the blender pen would give me a better look. And did I have don't remember if I had 2 of this one. Oh yeah, I did. There and there. I'm all right. Here and there. I'm all right. So let's just play with some of the colors. So this is, because it's on the crumb cake, it's not going to show up the same. This is soft seafoam and it just looks brown. Let me go get, let me try something. If we put some of this down, I wonder if we can use the alcohol blends on top of it and color our leaves. We'll see. But I'm going to go get a couple of different colors. I have inks. Well, maybe we could do this. I brought over Lemon Lime Twist because that's a nice bright color. And if we do our water painter, the alcohol just might have dried too fast. Well, that's making the white smear, even though it appeared to be dry. So obviously that is very water soluble. Who knew? Let me go get my alcohol blends. Let's see, this might be this Lemon Lime Twist. All right, so the alcohol blend works on top of the gel pen. So we could do a little bit of that. And if we use just Granny Apple Green on, oh, that one's all broken. Maybe that's why I'm going to the bullet tips, because when I have classes, people break the tips. So that green would work all right. This is a Granny Apple Dark. And this is Lemon Lime Twist. It doesn't really give us much of a green. And then this is a light Granny Apple Green. And again, with kind of a broken tip. So I think what I'm going to do is use that gel pen under here. Let's practice on this one and just see. So you only have the new in color inks. Oh, and then you'll get the paper. Yeah, I was asking about this specialty paper, if you had gotten it yet. All right, so let's just do some of these and see if we can make these bright green. I kind of went outside the line there. Whoops. I'm just going to do those little ones. I'm going to let that dry. And I just wonder if I can, yeah, I'll just scrape a little bit of that off. Perfect. All right. So then let's go ahead with the Granny Apple Green and start coloring some of these. So I wanted to use a different color than the Peaceful Pine so that I can still see the stems. And I see one of the little bells that I missed. kind of putsy, but hopefully it'll look all right. And then let's do the darker color under here. And then I need the light lemon lime twist, granny apple green, lemon lime twist. Let's see if this is dry. It looks like it's dry, so let's give it a whirl. So this is the light granny apple green. And it doesn't look super green on the crumb cake, but we'll see what it looks like when we color those white leaves with the lemon lime twist. It's got a hint of green. It's just a light green. All right, and then let's get the lemon lime twist and see how these color up. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit, huh? And I'm just kind of using a stippling technique on here because if that gel pen isn't quite dry, I don't want to smear it all over. And then we're going to add some color to that specialty paper too. And then I'm going to go back and color that one little bell that I missed. So I have found that when I push down on this, it really starts to flow. So it must be like a ballpoint tip. So I think I have them all now. So here's the original one, and then here's the one we just did now. We'll see, I might want to add more color, but it's kind of growing on me. What do you think? We'll see. All right, so let's just play with this a little bit. And I am going to just try to color in some of these leaves. Or, and you don't have to be super neat because whatever's on that foiling part, we should be able to buff off. It's just if you go outside the lines, that wouldn't quite give you the look you're looking for. Yeah, it does still, it tints the foiling a little bit, so you'll want to be kind of careful with that. So the other thing we could do is, let's get maybe cloud cover or balmy blue. And if we wanted to do like a background instead, this would take a little bit longer, but it's not something you see real often on our designer series papers. But you can leave the background a different color with the design uncolored. This is going to be really putsy, so I don't think I like this idea, but it would probably look pretty cool. I may still do one this way. Let's take a look at some of these comments. You made half of the little one sheet book. Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, I think you mentioned last night that you were going to do that mini journal with that one sheet. Hopefully I'm not going to get my head in the picture. I had to take off my glasses so that I could see this better. So this could be quite pretty if you have the patience for it. And there's little like little mini stars in here too that have the foiling. So this is just my sample, and you can see how long it's going to take. So I don't think we're going to do that for tonight's card. Maybe sometime when I feel like just sitting and coloring for an hour. But that could be cool on your card. So let's go back to our base here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my blending brushes and maybe just do a little blending for the leaves so that it stands out, because we're going to end up putting this up here. And I want just a little bit of color on here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the blending brushes for my Granny Apple Green and my Lemon Lime Twist. And we'll see how that looks if we just add a little bit of color. I'm going to do the Lemon Lime Twist first, because if we don't like it, we might be able to do the green on top. So let's just get these out of here, I guess. So we're just going to add a little bit of color to underneath where our focal point is going to be, and I'm going to try to leave those bells uncovered. Let's see what the bells would look like if I fill them in. We could put the white over the blending brush part. I think that might work. You don't know if you don't try, right? Let's just keep going since I've already done this. We're just going to do, I think we'll just do all over this, and then we'll try to buff the silver part. And these will kind of be our pops of color here. I'm trying to make kind of an evil oval. When I use vellum, I like to use my Seal Plus because I have found that you can hardly see it. Otherwise, just use glue dots and strategically place them under where you might put like an embellishment or a sentiment. Or before you do whatever you're doing with it, if you put a whole sheet of adhesive on it or cover the whole thing with liquid glue, sometimes that's not visible either. I don't have as much luck when I do the liquid glue on my vellum, but I do like the Seal Plus. All right. So if this is going to go here, this will kind of go here. And we'll put a sentiment on there too. And I had somebody say that they needed a sympathy card. So I think this might make a good sympathy card. What do you think? I don't know if I'm going to ruin it with, I'm going to do this behind that focal point and see how that looks. Not sure that I like that. Let's do one more and just see what that looks like when it dries. You can help me decide. I guess that's maybe not too bad. It's kind of hard to see. So let me get my sympathy set. This Prayers and Promises is new. And I think Just So Sorry for Your Loss could go on the front maybe. So you like this one with the gel pen on it? Or the gel pen on here, making them pop? Because they don't pop here at all because I've added the green. And I wonder if we did... So Chantel, are you saying this white pops good? Or does it look... I don't know if I like it or not. Because I'd have to do all the ones over here. And I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's still a little wet, so it's hard to tell. Yes, Chantel, I understand how that goes. You've seen like the little memes that say something to the effect of the woman saying, "What? All of my craft supplies fit in a box." And the husband says, "Stop calling our house a box." And I'm going to put this, I normally put my sentiments on my blocks crooked so that I don't look at the block for straightness, I look at the words. And I think what I might want to do is on crumb cake, emboss this in white. So you think it looks good with this being white? So if I did these over here, okay, especially these. All right, I'm just going to leave this like that then, because yes, that gel pen does make those really pop quite nicely, I think, especially since I've got it on the crumb cake. So this is going to go up on dimensionals, and I think this will maybe tuck behind on maybe a scalloped circle. Let me see if I can find my scalloped blooms. We could do a little scallop circle here. Or that looks too happy. If we're going to make a sympathy card, that just looks too happy to me. Is that weird that I think it looks too happy? Let's get these out again and see. Maybe we can trim this down. We emboss this on white, we could adjust the size with this. This might work. So let me get a piece of crumb cake that we can emboss with. Let's see if this scrap would be probably just big enough, and I'd mess it up so it'll be too small. I have lots and lots of crumb cake. So I think this piece we'll just put in the back, like here, and then pop this up for the flowers. Or maybe we don't even need it. We might not even need that. All right. Okay, thanks for the reassurance there. So let's do white. I know when my mother passed away, I did thank you cards in this color combination, the crumb cake black and white. And they were just very understated, I thought. So this will go here. Let's go ahead and put this on some dimensionals now so we can kind of see what it looks like. Lift it up. So that'll go there. And then, yeah, I'm just, thoughts are going through my head as to how this is going to look. So we'll see. We'll see. Chalk it up a little bit. Versamark it. Oh, and I guess I need to work up a little higher, huh? Oh, and I need to go sideways if I'm going to do that. If I'm going to do that die. Yeah, highlighting a favorite flower or something is, yeah, definitely something very fitting. Let's see if this works. Oops, I better put the cover on that. Just what I don't need is a whole bunch of embossing powder melted. It's a little blotchy. I'm going to clean that stamp and do it again. It would probably be all right, but I'm not happy with it. So let's try it again. And then sometimes I wonder if maybe my embossing powder is like stale. I've had this for a while. Let me try clear gloss. Or maybe I should do it with black lettering. Black lettering or white? Now I'm not so sure what I should do. Let's try the black. Maybe I'll be happier with the black. It's only paper. We can always do another one, right? And I'm just kind of letting it adhere to that Versamark. There's a couple of pieces here that are clinging where I don't want them to, and they fell off where I wanted them to stick. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to pick up some of these stray pieces this way. That works pretty good. Have you ever tried that with your Take Your Pick tool? Then I'll just kind of work off the black tip there. That might be better. All right, let's cover this up too. Get some of these things out of the way. Because I'm confident this is going to work out, so I'm going to put some of these things away. Yeah, I wonder if my white embossing powder is too old, because I usually use clear and black more than I use white. See, this was tacky even after I did it, so maybe it's time to change out my white powder. It's got some like dirty flecks in it anyway, so that might be a good time to swap it out. It's the old style, it's not the wow anyway. All right, and then we're gonna go like this and run it through there. We're gonna run it through that way because that's definitely crooked. We'll go this way. And we'll run it through our little machine. We'll get Betsy out here. And I think the little sample that I had, I can still work with this. I'll just make a new vase. Like even that vase would probably work. And it wasn't my favorite, but somebody else might like it. Because it's not all about my tastes, right? Come on. I don't have my plates lined up right. I thought it would work with the one plate further up, but it doesn't want to work that way. Try this again. Yeah, if you heat it up too long, it will burn the paper, and it'll basically melt the plastic right into the paper so that it's not shiny at all. All right, so if we do this, we could just tuck that right under there and I could cut this straight. We don't even need to have the other side. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's just eyeball this up. So I think if I cut it to like here, we'll be good. I think that works. So let's go ahead and glue these together. Yeah, I've never gotten rid of my embossing powders, but you know, they can get contaminated with stuff and with humidity here too, because in Wisconsin during the summer we have a fair amount of humidity. And I put them in the separate containers just because it's easier to work with. But it might not be as tightly sealed as the original containers too. Shift that just a little bit. And then this can go on here. Now really with the dimensionals being so much thinner than they used to be, I'm going to put this up on dimensionals just like on the outside. I'm not going to put a dimensional in the middle, so this will still be flat. But I think that'll be nice. We'll give it just a little more depth. And I got a lot of markers out here. I got a little bit of adhesive on there too. The Super Pokey one works really good. That's the first time I've used the Super Pokey one. This is out of the Extra Tools. Okay, and then this we can glue right down on there. Let's see how straight I got it. Just about 2 inches to the black. Just about 2 inches to the black. Nice. Oh, let's just get this out. The vase might be a little bit crooked. I think that's better. Let me see if I've got some black dots. I think we have. Yes. These are these are Secret C. They're not black. I think I want something smaller though. Those are pretty big, and I don't want Secret C for sure. And some of my embellishments are in the other rooms, so we are going to do some little rhinestones. And these are already kind of colored a pink. I'm just going to use them. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do the plain. Let me get another little one. Go down there. All right. Now on the inside, I'm going to layer just the basic black and a white piece. I kind of wanted to play with this too. Not on this card, but on another card, just to see kind of how it looks. And doing like a peekaboo to the back layer with some Designer Series paper maybe. So here's this card. Here's our sympathy. And I'm not even going to use this second layer because I don't think we need it. So let's go ahead and get this, sorry for your loss, put away. And I'm going to just play with that other die and just see what we can see. away so I don't lose them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What am I missing? Oh, this piece here will go in here. And I think we're fine without that scallop behind there. I kind of retreated from that because I don't want it to look too happy, right? Okay, let's just see about some designer series paper. And if we were to put this on, I wonder if there's any of this. This is the In Color printed patterns paper, 12 by 12, which is really kind of nice. So these pieces need to go back by the other design here. All right, let's just see, we got polka dots. The stirrups might work. Let's try the stripes just for kicks. I'm going to cut this at 4. And then I'm going to go 5.5. And then we're going to go 5.5. I have no idea what we're making. We're just going to play. And then let's see if this is card base size. 8.5 by 11 it is. So let's just score this at 4 1/4. A little burnish. We'll do a little peekaboo here maybe. We'll just see. Yeah, I think the In Color, the 12 by 12, I think is pretty fun. A lot of fun patterns on that. I showed it. It's open, so I'm pretty sure I showed it sometime within the last couple of weeks. It would have been after my travels. So it would have been after April 9th. On or after the 9th. I guess we should do some alley-ooping. All right, and then we're going to cut this here. Just because I think it'll be fun to give it a whirl. I think we'll go here. All right, let's get our Bossy Bessie out. I just want to play with it and see what it looks like. Maybe it'll be a mess, who knows. Now normally I would try to angle this a little, but I think hopefully because those are all points, hopefully it'll be all right. It looks like it cut through, but I've got 2 layers here. I'm just going to run it through a second time. At kind of a different place on the plate. Just to kind of make sure. There we go. That definitely worked that time. And I'm going to put this away quick just so that I don't lose it. Because I got a lot going on here. So what I want to do is, let's see, where did my, oh, I need that other piece of paper here. This piece. The white lines don't look like they're the same thickness. They get narrower and thicker. So I was going to do this and kind of line it up. And then we could probably put these in here. That must, oh, let's turn this around. This would have been a good one to use adhesive sheets on. So I think we're going to try this. I'm going to put some glue on the back of here. And I don't need this whole piece on here, but just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to leave it a whole 4-inch wide piece because I'll end up putting some white inside. So what I want to do here is kind of line this up here first. Press it down a little bit and then shift it so that it's flush at the bottom and the top. Let's see how we look. That's pretty good. I got a little smudge on here though. All right, so let's do a little more alley-ooping. And I am going to put glue on the back of here on these pieces. Oops. And we're going to try to line this up. We'll see if it works. It might not. But you just don't know if you don't try. All right, so let's put this here. We're going to close this here. We're going to do a little alley-ooping. Hey, Lori from Minnesota. Hi, Donna. I didn't see you ladies come in. We're on card number 2. Here was card number 1. All right, so let's see if this kind of worked. And then I'm going to pull this piece off. Maybe I should have alley-ooped a little bit more on the inside, huh? Just for good measure. A little bit of paper piece in there. Oh, and I lost one of the little pieces there. Who knows where it went? Oh, it's on my finger. All right, so let's put just a little bit more glue here. And let's try to stick this back on here. And we'll just let that set. All right. That's kind of fun. And maybe just put that there. And then put a little sentiment. I don't think we need, I don't know if we need a circle or just a sentiment on here. That's kind of fun, don't you think? Will that work? Or does that look silly? Maybe we'll stay more geometric design. I kind of like that on there. Let's roll with it and see what happens. I am going to try this without glue though. Let's see if we can do it with my silicone mat. So Lori, Donna, how are you ladies today? No, I guess I'm going to try the glue. Just trying to do super thin lines. It kind of blends together, like in a bad way. Because in person, it kind of gives it texture. Or do you mean with that circle, it blended in? Now I don't remember, did we go this way or this way? I think we went this way. All right, let me get a piece of white. So that we can do this on the inside. So when it's closed, it kind of has texture. Here you can't hardly see it, but here it's just got the extra texture. And on the inside, it just looks like a random design. And then let me just cut this down. 5.5. And we'll go we'll go 2.5. And we'll just put that in there. The one on the left looks pretty good. Awesome. Just some texture. I think I had this more centered. Centered between the white spots. Yeah, that works. Little alley-oop. All right, now we have to kind of decide what to make the front pop with. Some bright color maybe. And I should probably look at my color coach cards. Where did I put those? I can't find the ones that I had all ready to go onto my ink pads. I don't know what I did with them. Oh, I just found them. Awesome. Because I wanted to look up this Peaceful Pine. Peaceful Pine. Calypso Coral would be a bright color to put on there. Or Fresh Freesia maybe. A little Calypso Coral maybe? Oh, Crisp Cantaloupe. Let's try that. Another new color. We did a flower in Crisp Cantaloupe. Pretty Little Damage Control. Anise, right? You changed your handle, right? Oh, and I just saw your comment, Anise. I wasn't cheating, really. No, thanks for popping in. You can drift off to the background. You're in control of where you're at. All right, let's see. What if we did, I don't like that either. This needs some other flourish on it. It needs something. But what? Maybe some flowers? Maybe some little paper pumpkin flowers? Paper pumpkin add-on? What's the error, Allie? We're just going to cut out a bunch of these and see what it looks like. I'm the professional, huh? Remember, I started out as a kidnapper. Doing videos was never on my radar. Oh, and those are all one piece. Who knew? I thought it was going to give me 3 separate little flowers. Well, that's kind of fun. It's kind of 70s-ish. What did you miss last night, Allie? What did we make last night? We did... I think we did I do a cased card last night? No, we did these boxes. We did these boxes with the beautiful gallery. And this has Hershey Nuggets inside. I used some of my stash. I used some of the retiring stuff. And I had to take 1 or 2 for the team. This one is full, I swear. But this one I only had 3 left, so I'll have to take 1 for the team again. But that's what we did last night. And I adjusted the box so that the 10 nuggets fit in here perfectly. Snug as a bug in a rug. So I'll tie that back up in a minute. All right, let's get the rest of our little flowers going here. Ah, yellow and orange. My room was always pink or purple growing up. No, maybe I did have yellow at one point. I think we're going to kind of cluster these. I think I want 1 more set. If I can fit, ooh, can I fit another set out of here? Yes, I think I can. I think I can. What flavor of the nuggets? They are different flavors. So this one is milk chocolate with almonds. They have a toffee. Let's see what else we have. This is just milk chocolate. This is special dark chocolate with almonds. This is extra creamy milk chocolate with toffee and almonds. That was the dark chocolate with almonds. And this is milk chocolate with almonds. I think that's all the flavors. They're pretty good. think that'll work. Whoops, let go. I got misaligned here for just a second. You don't have those in Australia. That's a shame. It is definitely a shame if you are a chocolate lover like me. We went out for lunch with friends of ours today, and we went to a little local bakery restaurant place, and I think I might need a little bit more. Should I make them go one more down there? Or maybe just center these down a little bit more. Maybe 9 would be enough. That might be enough. Anyway, we went out to this restaurant slash bakery, and my husband was up paying for everything, and he comes away with chocolate eclairs, which are one of my absolute favorite desserts. And I just kind of rolled my eyes because it's like, I really don't need more chocolate. I put on a little bit of weight, put on a few pounds while we were traveling. Usually I'm pretty good, but this time I put on a little weight. Maybe a couple of butterflies. Oh, wait, no. There are butterfly embellishments that are the in colors. Yeah, they were pretty, the boxes were pretty easy, Allie. Just watch the replay from yesterday. It went really good. All right, I'm going to put this away because I'm not going to cut anymore. Unless I do a sentiment strip or something. I'll figure that out in a minute. We'll figure it out. All right. Butterflies. These can go on here, and I can use the crisp cantaloupe for the butterflies. We can put some little rhinestones on the flowers. And I still have to figure out what to do for the words. Maybe white. Maybe white. Maybe just a hello. Let's see what I have. Maybe just a note from Beautiful Motifs. Yeah, the chocolate eclairs, the chocolate frosting on these is spectacular. I don't know how else to describe it. It is very, very good. We'll do just a note. We'll do that in Peaceful Pine. Now, what I could try to do is emboss it in clear. You've all seen me do that, right? Let's just scooch this up a little bit. We're going to go like so. We're going to put Versamark on this. And then we're going to put Peaceful Pine on this. Because when I put it over onto our paper, the Versamark will be on top. Make sure I got clear. Let that sit there for a minute. rid of all the things. We'll get the little tweezers though. And we'll turn on Baby Hank. Hopefully it's not too loud. I could mute it, but with all the trouble I've been having with YouTube, I hesitate to futz around with it too much. All right, so I think our note, just a note, is just a little crooked. So we're going to try to fix that a little bit. And the eclairs are about this big, and they're just loaded with custard filling. All right. I think I'm going to trim that just a little bit more with my snips, because it still seems a little bit crooked. That's better. I think that works. All right, let's come back over here. These little flowers are going to go on, or we'll pretend that's a trellis. And anything with custard, right? Do you think backed with the crisp cantaloupe, maybe? We'll see how it looks. So we could do that, or we could do the Peaceful Pine instead. I thought I still had a piece of that over here. No, I gotta go get Peaceful Pine. Oh, we could do double matted. I think that might look good. Let's try it. All right. Let's go ahead and put some of these on some little dimensionals. And I'm not going to worry too much about the dimensional covering the center because I'm going to put some gems on there. Oops. Those kind of don't want to come off now. There we go. Alrighty. Oops. And let's find some more rhinestones because I think that'll work. And we're still going to do a couple of those butterflies. All right, let's see how this looks. I wasn't sure I was going to be too thrilled with these in colors when they first came out. You know, when they first announced them. But I really kind of like them now that I've seen them in person and have played with them a little bit. I like brights and regals, but these are good. The green is kind of reminiscent of Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. It kind of seems like a mix for those of you who have been around for a bit and might remember those colors. So let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. We'll go in the middle, and then I'll end up probably just putting a little bit of glue on here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it can go right about there, and it'll be in the middle. So we got our little cutout here, and the pieces from here I glued down there for extra texture. That's kind of fun. And then we need to put some butterflies. And I'll save this for another project because that was just in my paper. So I think we're going to use the crisp cantaloupe butterflies. So I've got 3 of those and 3 of these, and I need an odd number. So I'm going to do another rhinestone. Because I need to have odd numbers. Well, I could do 1, 2, 3. That's probably enough. That'll do it. That was fun and simple. Just a shot in the dark. I just wanted to play with that die. So the die is from this new Life in Blooms set. So here's the first card we did. And again, this was just kind of fly by the seat of our pants. We used the new gel pen. Did a little ink blending on this Specialty Designer Series paper. I'll have to finish the inside. I didn't do that yet, but I'm going to do a black layer and a white layer so that'll stand out on the crumb cake. And then actually, I think I'll add a sentiment to the inside of this one too. I think I'll put that in there. Indeed. Thanks, Anise. All right, let's get, that's too small. That's just a little too big. We'll go to, I think I've got that at 4. No, 3 3/4. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. Let me go get a piece of basic black. I still have one here. So we're gonna do 4 by 5 1/4. Oh no, I did it smaller. We'll just take an 1/8 inch off of these. And then this will go on the inside of this one with this message. So let's take this out of here and try to finish this off. Let's actually use our positioning plate. Just take this whole piece off. And I'll put one back on. I think that looks all right. I'm sounding tired. Well, it is 2 in the morning here. We'll just see how this turns out. Now, if you weren't here other nights, this is the new Basic Black Hybrid. It works with water and alcohol, the water-based markers, or the water-based paints rather, inks, sorry. And I don't want it to go flopping all over. You just open it like a book. So you have to push down on the black to kind of break the seal, and then peel that white cover away. It does stain your stamps, so don't be surprised at that. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's make sure this is on all the way. This will dry out if you don't cover it promptly. And then make sure that you store it upside down because the felt pad is on here. So when you close it, you don't want all the ink to pool to the bottom of your felt pad. You want to keep it going towards the top. All right, let's go ahead and put a little glue on. So where's everybody from that popped on late? Did you come from another page? Somebody else's channel? Or is this just a good time of day for you? I see we have a bunch that we didn't have before. So feel free to join in the conversation. That's what we do here. Let me know where you're joining from. I'm in Wisconsin in the United States. And we'll do a little bit more alley-oop. I need to clean this off. It's really dusty and there might be like some glue residue on here. I don't want to get that on my cards, right? Like there's a little bit there and a little bit there. Beautiful. There we go. All cleaned up. So, 2 cards tonight. And it only took a couple of hours. The most challenging part was getting YouTube to cooperate. And then trying to clean up as I go, which is always a challenge. So, that's all I have tonight. Thank you, Donna. I'm glad she popped on. All right, let's get some of these things put away. What's everybody else working on? All right, so Anise, you're in California. Yeah, I think I asked you that when you first came on, and I don't know if I missed the comment, but okay, so you're in California. My mother was born and raised in Pacifica. Your cat woke you up. Yay, cat. Oh, Allie, cool. Cleaning stuff up is always a good thing. All right, where did here we go. So don't forget about the last chance list. Don't forget we have lots of things coming up next week. Tuesday, we have a new catalog. We have new online exclusives. We have new product of the month. We have a new joining offer. We have, oh, what else is there? There's new kits probably. There's lots of stuff. So next week, Tuesday, is when I will start opening up my catalog and doing a little walkthrough, and we'll talk about layout and everything. So Lori, you did a whole pack of 6x8. Yay, you. Yeah, I've never lived in California. I've only visited. My aunt and uncle were in Redwood City, and my mom was in Pacifica. So Anise, you're up. So north, Pacifica and Redwood City are north of you. I have to look at a map, quite honestly. I'm not good with my geography unless I'm going to go visiting there, and then I'm better. Trying to type with one eye open. I know how that goes. Sometimes I'm trying to read, and I'm trying to read with both eyes closed, I think. All right, well, I have just a few things to put away, like a whole mitt full of alcohol blends and markers. Well, not markers, blending brushes, inks. But it's all fun. I'm glad you guys come and hang out with me. I appreciate the company. Hope you enjoy the projects. Oh, okay, Ellie, cool. Small world. And just a point of reference, the hybrid ink does stain your stamps, so don't worry about it. I kind of like it actually, because then you can actually see what they all say. Thanks for having you. Oh, that's funny. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Glad I could keep you company while you cleaned, Allie. So those of you hanging out in the balcony, thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. The more the merrier. Feel free to chime in the conversation when you come back. I am usually on YouTube willing around midnight every day, and we play. It might be something choreographed. It might be something fly by the seat of your pants, but we make something. Sometimes it turns out good, and sometimes not so much. But you don't know if you don't start, right? So enjoy the rest of your day. It's hump day for everybody. Good night, Lori, Allie, Anise, Donna, if you're still here, whoever else is hanging out with us in the balcony. Thanks for joining me. Yes. Thank you all, my beautiful peeps. That's what I tell my husband. My peeps are waiting for me. Okay, I'll check my messages. Thanks, Allie. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, happy crafting.